Hi, I'm Cynthia Cox, and this is the Nonprofit Minute. Today's topic is part 2 of the new regulations from FASB for nonprofit organizations. The new FASB requires that all nonprofits, there's no exceptions, must add either an additional financial statement to the basic financial statements or include in the footnotes the same information that would go on that basic financial statement. So currently you have your statement of activities, includes all your receipts and all your expenses. Now you're going to have an additional statement that has all of your expenses, both by natural expenses and by functional expenses. What do I mean by that, right? We include, when we do a nonprofit audit, we include in the footnotes a table called functional allocation of expenses. And we allocate those expenses between what's allotted for your programs and what goes into G&A and what goes into fundraising. Now you're going to have a lot more detail. You want to think of it as a grid. So your financial statement, because I'm going to recommend that you do an additional financial statement rather than put it in the footnotes, your financial statement is going to look like a grid. And on this left side, you are going to have natural expenses, salaries, utilities, repairs and maintenance, depreciation, interest. And then across this direction, you're going to have your major programs. Maybe it's Feed the Children. Maybe it's Educate Senior Adults. Whatever those programs, those major programs are, you're going to have listed across. Then you're going to have your general and administrative expenses. So those support the organization. Your fundraising expenses. And you're literally going to take, of my salaries, let's say your executive director, how much of his salary goes to program A? How much of his salary goes to program B? How much of his time is spent just in general administrative work? How much of his time is spent in fundraising? So you could have $10,000 from program A, $20,000 from program B, $40,000 for G&A, and another $10,000 for fundraising, to give him a salary of, well, I didn't add it to begin with, probably about $100,000. You're splitting that out into each of the categories. There's a lot more detail that's required, and it's going to take a little more thought and work ahead of time on you, the nonprofit's side, to even come up with that allocation. We know it's complicated, we know it's confusing because we're learning about it ourselves, but we want to help. So please give us a call at Cox & Associates CPAs LLC. Remember, I'm Cynthia Cox, and I look forward to serving you.